Hi, this is Brad with Echo UAG. We're here in the GIE+EXPO Social Media Lounge, sponsored by Echo Means Business, and I'm here with Mr. Jeremy Wishert from PERC. Now, I know what PERC stands for, but I'm going to let him explain it, what his organization is, and how it might benefit us as landscapers.
Absolutely. Thanks, Brad. I'm Jeremy Wishert. I'm the Director of Off-Road Business Development with the Propane Education and Research Council. We're a nonprofit program based out of Washington, D.C. We're a checkoff program for the entire propane industry. We do workforce training, consumer training and safety, research and development, and then marketing for the entire propane industry. So it's kind of a checkoff program that you would see in a lot of ag markets. We do that kind of same thing for the propane industry.
Okay, so as a landscaper, you're saying propane. I know some people, I'm from Florida, so some people, they use gas for their dryers, certainly not for heat down in Florida. I know a lot of people further up north use it for heating their homes. What is propane going to do for me as somebody who cuts grass or who landscapes or in the green industry?
Sure, so it's really kind of a twofold situation. On your mower, propane means opportunity cost savings on a per gallon and per hour basis. Introducing propane onto your mower into the engine like a gasoline, same type of fuel, it allows you to up to 30% fuel cost savings over gasoline, up to 50% fuel cost savings over diesel if you prefer to go that route. But it's also the opportunity to really reduce your emissions, upwards of 17% for greenhouse gas emissions. That's human health emissions. That's air that we breathe. That we should be concerned about that, right, as the green industry. But it's also a 15% reduction in carbon monoxide emissions, 17% reduction in sulfur oxide emissions. Now, that's, if we compare apples to apples, that's gasoline to propane. So you're really getting a kind of a dual green message, greening your wallet or your bottom line, and then greening the environment as well. Beyond the mowers, things in your fleet, your truck, for example, the same savings that you see on your propane mower can be experienced in your truck, whether it's a biofuel vehicle, now that's where it would start on gasoline and automatically switch over to propane, or it could be a dedicated propane vehicle as well. So you're still going to see that same opportunity cost savings, environmental savings, and really doing what's right for your business and your customers.
Okay, and so you mentioned that bifold savings of in our wallet and then the emissions as well. And not to say that I'm not someone who cares about the environment, but as landscapers, that may not always be our first priority. So while that's certainly good, and I'm assuming that's going to be more important as time goes on, because we see, leaf blower bans because of noise emissions. So certainly that's something to consider. But for folks who maybe that isn't their primary goal, or the environment is not their number one concern, can you talk more about the economics of it? Like for me, who's running maybe two mowers, depending on the size of the yard that I'm on, and one truck, is it worth getting into propane to convert things for me?
Absolutely. The myth or the understanding that propane was only for the large regional or maybe large national accounts is completely bunk. What it means for you day in and day out is more money to either hire more, to buy more equipment, hire more people, go after more accounts, to ultimately affect your bottom line. So it's, like I said, it's an economic as much as it is environmental message that we have. Opportunity cost savings on a per hour basis can be upwards of $3 to $4 per hour of cost of operation. So at the end of the day, I defy anyone to tell me why they would not like to save money, whether it's operational cost savings or fuel cost savings. It's just a great opportunity. If you're a landscaper that's really thinking not just about today, not just about the end of the week or the end of the month, maybe even the end of the year, if you're thinking 3, 5, 10 years out, how you want to grow your company, I think you really owe it to yourself to look at propane. Going green should not cost more, and propane is the only alternative fuel right now that can prove that out.
Perfect. And so if we do have someone who, like me, is maybe a smaller one that is interested in converting to propane, what's the steps? I've got a gas mower. How does it become propane? Once it's propane, where do I go to get that propane fuel? And one specific thing here in Florida that I worry about is if it's in my black trailer in 120 degree heat, is the canister ever going to blow up or anything? So are there any safety issues with propane?
Sure. So propane is an extremely safe fuel. We use it nationwide for all kinds of applications. I always remind people that every day, many thousands of students go to school on a propane-powered school bus throughout the nation. That is by far and away the most heavily regulated, safety-regulated industry, school transportation. If it wasn't safe enough for school transportation, you wouldn't see it in any other application. So from a safety aspect, we're golden.
Right.
For a landscaper such as yourself to get into propane, it's a fairly easy process, and it kind of really depends on what equipment you have or what equipment you prefer. What engine is on that mower will be dictating what conversion kit you go with or how you go about the process of converting your mower. There are currently about 12 OEM manufacturers that have propane-powered models in their lineup. There are 3 conversion kit manufacturers that can convert a gasoline to propane mower in the aftermarket right now. It's a very simple process, minimal parts. You might have about a 6 to 8 hour downtime to convert from gasoline to propane, whether you do that through your dealer or you do it yourself if you were trained by a service technician to do it. It's a fairly easy process. To engage a propane retailer in your area, you can visit our website at propane.com. We have a Find a Propane Retailer tool. But I always remind people, you've probably been driving by dozens of propane retailers.
There's a few in my town,
in your market. And you've done it for so long that it's not top of mind. But the thing to do is just reach out to them. Start that conversation. More often than not, you will find out that the propane retailer probably already has the connections with the equipment dealer or a conversion kit supplier or maybe even a manufacturer that can help you go down the path and make it far easier for you. I urge a lot of landscape contractors, whether it's here at the show or any other time during the season that I talk to them, don't try to do it all yourself. As with anything in business, if you try to do it all yourself and don't take into account all the opportunities that are out there for help and guidance, there's a lot of opportunities to make mistakes and go down the wrong path.
Perfect. And so if someone's interested in, this is a brief interview, so we can't get into specifically how it works or maybe what all the different setups look like. But if somebody's got questions about what kind of mowers can I use this with?
Absolutely.
What size mowers can I use this with? How does it actually hook up? How do I refuel? You said propane.com. Is that the best place to go for case studies and more information?
Absolutely. That is the website for PERC and for the entire propane industry, www.propane.com. We have an entire section there on the website devoted to just the lawn and landscape market. It talks about everything from safety to products to how to get started. And then we also have a lot of user case studies. We have a lot of video content as well.
Do you guys have a YouTube channel as well for those videos?
We do, but we don't post nearly as much as you do.
Not many do. No, I'm just teasing. Well, thank you so much for your time, Jeremy. We really appreciate it, and thank you for coming out and talking to us today.
Absolutely. Thank you.